Sight in the ban phase leaves Caitlyn available, and as almost the undisputed king of the mid lane, or I guess queen in Caitlyn's case, you really can't leave that champion open all that much. Now, Lucian kind of in the same situation, a very, very strong AD carry to run mid lane, but versus Ganked by Mom, we've already seen him go up one game off of his Lulu play. We'll see if his Caitlyn is up to snuff versus the guy that not only plays, but plays against Caitlyn all the time. Bang in the mid lane is Lucian, and like we saw earlier on, the ability to start with a Crystalline Flask gives you an extra potion, so that will actually mean that Ganked by Mom spend a little bit more time in base waiting for that extra 10 gold for the extra potion, and while she'll come into lane a little bit, you know, with a little bit more sustain, with Bang, he's already got the advantage by shoving the wave, even hit with that piercing light for some early damage on Ganked by Mom, and while sustain will be able to heal that off eventually, getting this wave shoving into turret is actually going to be a big deal here for Bang, because when you start Crystalline Flask, it makes it a little bit more difficult to last it under turret at some attack damage ratings, and you can already see Bang just with that damage advantage off the Doran's blade having a little bit of a better time. Now, what Bang will have to watch out for is his mana usage. There is an incredible amount of mana sustain for GBM. He's not only picked up the 3 points in utility and masteries to have more mana regen there, but he also has the Crystalline Flask, which is going to give him a lot of extra mana, versus Bang, who has no points in utility, no regeneration from his consumables, and is just going to have the overall stat effectiveness of that Doran's Blade start. See if he can put on enough advantage, or enough aggression to push Ganked by Mom back to base early. Now, you're going to see teleports run on both sides as far as summoner spells are concerned, but with a barrier for Bang versus summoner heal for Ganked by Mom, I agree with the barrier versus Caitlyn just based on ace in the hole, so you can hit your barrier, block the ace in the hole when you know it's coming. It's a very effective way to negate Caitlyn's ultimate, but for summoner heal, it's actually a better pickup for Caitlyn versus Lucian, because it also gives you that small amount of movement speed. You don't have room to bring flash, because you do need a defensive summoner spell. So I really like the summoner heal because it gives you the movement speed that you'll need to maneuver out of Lucian's ult so you don't take full damage from the culling. As far as the 1v1 matchup goes so far, you can see overall more damage being done champion-wise there for Bang, but GBM really getting a lot of value off of all of this mana sustain. He's already run through all of his potions, though. Same situation there for Bang. I mean, he only started out with one, but it's still significant to note the lack of sustain after only 4 minutes into the game. Bang is going to go back to base, and we should see him pick up a second Doran's Blade and then additional potions, unless he wants to go the longsword route. But no, just going to settle for a second Doran's Blade, come back into lane. Ganked by Mom going back, and this will represent... Oh, he actually got back to turret just in time to not miss any CS. See if he is able to pick up all of the CS at turret. He's 100% so far, and with a piercing light should be out. Okay, he misses one. Perfect CS, the dream, not going to be realized here for Bang. DP back for base here for GBM, and he actually was not able to stay in lane long enough to get a comparable amount of Doran's items, so this is actually a pretty big deal. Unless GBM can sustain in lane long enough to even up that Doran's Blade advantage later on, he's really going to be hard-pressed being down an entire Doran's item now that Bang has been able to go back to base and pick up enough consumables to kind of even out the disadvantage he was at previously, being only 1 health potion versus a Crystalline Flask and 4. For at least right now, Bang going to be pushing his early aggression advantage just thanks to that double Doran's advantage. And while he does have to watch out for sustain and, you know, needing to keep the pressure on to, you know, keep that sustain as limited as possible, he's going to run out of mana relatively quickly. Keep in mind, some of the most recent nerfs to Lucian actually made his Relentless Pursuit cost mana at early ranks, and it becomes, you know, manaless later on, but it's still going to be an ability that you can't just spam out for those free Light Slinger procs like you used to be able to on pre-nerf Lucian. And I think, you know, all of us can revel in the fact that we have a more balanced Lucian to play against, but as far as Caitlyn here, GBM taking a lot of harass, but just taking a look at the CS, still almost identical. I think Ganked by Mom is actually down 1 creep score, which is not going to be enough to win him the game versus Bang, but at this rate, just given the amount of you know, item effectiveness that Bang has in those double longswords. Oh, Summoner spell used there. Summoner heal as well there for GBM. Now, Bang should lose this 1v1, does use a Relentless Pursuit to get away from that Piltover Peacemaker, but 3 CS short on his wave clear, is going to be forced to tank up a few minion auto attacks while he draws them into turret to help with the easy last hitting. Now, as far as sustain goes, we were talking about the advantage that Caitlyn would have, not only just because her harass is overall maybe a little bit stronger, if you don't punish her by using your skills and positioning to go a little bit more aggressive, but for GBM specifically, while he may not be able to win the 1v1 versus champions, Caitlyn's always been a little bit better, at least as far as the 1v1s go versus the minions that come her way. So the extra sustain helps her stay in lane, and really combining with this Doran's Blade, may not be able to fight the enemy carry 1v1, but what she will be able to do is have the extra AD, and sustain, of course, from the lifesteal that Doran's Blade supplies, to be able to not only kill the minion wave, but out-sustain even double Doran's damage that Bang is putting out, and while he is 1 to 2 CS up, have yet to see really the early aggression that, you know, it lends us to try to think maybe he's not looking to win the 1v1 versus champion, might just be looking for the CS win condition. Now, Ace in the Hole going to be used again there onto Bang. This time there's no barrier. The culling being used, but primarily just to clear out the creep wave. And keep in mind, neither AD carry has teleport left available. And look at Gank by Mom, what he just did there. He pushed up through the wave, realized that Bang was out of mana, so he didn't have to worry about getting turned around on with Lightslinger procs, as he couldn't really cast any spells. And GBM, even though he was forced to tank up that creep wave a little bit, recognized that he had actually a little bit of sustain, so it wouldn't have been the biggest downside. Now, Bang has about 5 to 10 seconds left on his teleport, so he is, actually going to be able to, or actually going to be forced to walk all the way back in the lane. That will mean that he will miss total of like 3 to 4 CS, which is a pretty hefty price when kind of everything matters. Ardent Blaze just in time, but see if Bang is in time to be able to CS all of these creeps effectively, and he will get every single one of them. But still, with this Doran's Blade advantage, is this what will be the turning point? Gank by Mom, of course, up 1 CS right now, but the lane shoving in here for Bang. He'll actually go ahead and take out both of those Caitlyn traps, take a little bit of damage, but at the same time, he'll be able to heal most of that back out. This is not AP Caitlyn by any means, so those cupcake traps, while alluring and delicious, are not quite going to be, you know, the most damage represented there. Caitlyn trick already by GBM, recognizing, hey, I've got more mana, so I can try for a little tricks like that. Now, Bang actually with no teleport as well. That's his 3rd ace in the hole total. Was able to block the first one out with a barrier, but kind of wishes he had that summoner spell right now. Gonna go aggressive here onto GBM. Has minions pushing in along with him, so GBM should not be able to just fight the 1v1, but you actually see a headshot proc land onto Bang. GBM sacrificed the CS for it, but was able to pick up the rest of them with a Piltover Peacemaker. So this is a pretty good spot to be in if you're GBM, and with a missed Piltover, that means the Bang could opt to go aggressive here, but needs to watch out for stepping in those cupcakes. Would mean almost certain demise if he does step into those. And while he's able to trade out with Lightslinger passive, you can just see how effective this 650 range auto attack harass is for GBM. It's pretty difficult to deal with, not only just because Bang's auto attack range is just a little bit shorter on his champion, but because for GBM, he really has the easier job last hitting in general. You're going to see him hit 1, if not, nope, gives 1 up. Piltover to land there onto Bang, and another big way to gain an advantage in this 1v1 is to use your Lightslinger or Piltover, whatever wave clear mechanic you have as far as your skills are concerned, to clear the wave more quickly than the other. However, in this AD carry matchup, I think it's going to start to become rapidly, no pun intended, the situation that's going to unfold is just a race to who can get 100 minions. We're going to see 3 CS away. That's going to be 2 CS now, 1 CS, and there is Ganked by Mom with 100 CS. Alright, so Bang is down in total about 4 CS, or about 1 CS. If he's able to get both of those, oh, he actually missed the cannon minion, missed another one. He's going to miss 3 CS underneath turret, and this is actually terrible. He's going to be down in CS, and he's actually going back to base. I think he's just giving up the game here, recognizing that he won't be able to fight GBM, who has overall more HP, and we're about to see the 10 CS differential. Oh no, it's only 9. It's going to be a recall back to base by GBM with a 9 CS advantage. So this means that there is actually an opportunity here for Bang to be able to win the game. He's evened it up to around a 4 CS differential right now, and well, GBM will be looking to come back into lane, but can Bang get enough of a CS advantage coming back his way? He's going to be able to shove this wave into turret. Has a 2 CS advantage right now, but of course it's going to be on GBM to last it here effectively enough. And I think Bang actually, if you deny CS at this point, is more effective than losing trades. I mean, GBM with a pickaxe actually picked up. Quite literally picked up. In the inventory, 4 CS advantage is gonna stay in here. If Bang can both keep his CS coming in, as well as put this advantage on GBM, this actually could be a big way to win the game. Now, of course, pickaxe and 4 CS means that GBM theoretically should not be able to win this 1v1. Ace in the hole is channel. There's the culling hitting on a GBM behind the turret. One last auto attack would be enough to win, but Bang wins the all-in in the 1v1, and of course, no teleport available here for GBM. How is he going to come back in this? He's going to hit a, oh, nice pilt over Peacemaker to clear out the wave. Oh my god, that piercing light almost won Bang the game. But when it comes to CS winning, GBM has to get these CS at turret. Piltover is going to actually make 1 to 2 of them unable to be killed, and Bang going back behind the turret. You can see GBM kind of just giving things up here. The turret's actually going to fall. Could this be Bang's win condition? He's going to get the Piltover, or the Piltover coming his way, but it's actually just those light slinger auto attacks from Bang to take down the turret.